Hello, welcome to Blackpool for the start of an exciting new series of top-quality 8-ball pool here on Sky Sports. It's the Foster's 2009 World 8-ball Pool Championship. All the best players in the world are here, the best women, the best men, and also the best teams. So we're going to see all that throughout this exciting series. We're actually going to start with the ladies' singles final. I'm delighted to say that sitting alongside me is the current defending champion, Lynette Horsburgh. And Lynette, sadly for you, you're no longer champion because you've already been put out of this competition. Yeah,
unfortunately I went out in the last 16, so I'd rather actually be out there, but nice to be here.
Excellent. Have you enjoyed your year?
It's been fantastic, yeah, I've had a really good time. It's a nice feeling to be world champion.
And I presume, having had a taste of it, you'd now like to get back once again and be champion maybe next year?
Definitely, I think I'm going to hit the practice table, yeah.
Right, we'll take you up on that. We'll have more thoughts from Lynette in just a moment. Let's just remind you at home of who's taking part in this match, and there we are, confirmation that two experienced players taking part, both former champions, of course, Sue Thompson and Emma Cunningham, well known in the ladies' final line-up world, of course, and we shall be seeing them in action very soon. Let's just take a check on the record of the two girls and see how they reached this stage. And I think if we go to Sue's record first, you can see there that in the last 16, Jo Kent, she beat her 6-5, Lynette, but it was rather closer than that score would suggest. She was actually in danger of going out.
She was. She had quite a scare, really. She's a good attacking player, is Jo Kent. She was 5-4 up, went for a ball and went in half, so Sue cleared up, broke and dished in the final frame, so sign of a true champion, really.
And she's very experienced, Sue, isn't she?
Yeah, she's won 8 world titles and she's still hungry for more.
Right, let's have a look at the record as far as Emma Cunningham's concerned. She's seeded 3. Her record there, Colette Henriksen, she beat her 7-5, but that was a tough match too, wasn't it?
It was. Emma was 3-0 down and she showed a lot of resilience really to come back and win that. And it might tell in the final.
How do you think this final will go? What sort of match are we going to see?
Well, it's quite contrasting styles really. Sue's like a textbook cueist and Emma's got quite a lot of flair.
Yes.
So contrasting players. But Emma is actually on form. She's just won the World Masters, so it's quite a final, and it's 2 years since he last played.
And at this stage, they're going to be pretty nervous, aren't they? Just about to take to the stage.
I think they'll be pumped up right now. Yeah, they're both really hungry to win this.
Excellent. Thank you for that. More from Lynette in a moment. Right now, though, we can hear from Sue Thompson. She's with Jim.
An unprecedented 15th final for Sue Thompson, and Sue, you own this event. You're happy with your form?
Yes, I struggled at the beginning of the week. I had some tough matches, but I obviously started to play a lot better, obviously, later on in the event, which is when it matters.
Any pre-final preparation as far as practice goes?
Well, we actually got an hour's practice before we actually come onto the table, so I played quite well in practice, so quite confident.
Now, Sue, any superstitions coming into the final? Anything you want to let the people at home know?
Well, every time I bring Molly, I seem to do quite well. Molly's my little dog, and she's quite lucky for me, so hopefully that should be lucky again for me today.
And now your final opponent, Emma Cunningham, you know her very well. What are you expecting?
Emma's a great player. You know, it's obviously going to be a tough match. Obviously, in any world final, you're obviously going to play someone that's a really good player. But obviously, it's how the balls go on the day, and hopefully they go my way, and I'm quite confident and hopefully to do well.
Best of luck, Sue.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Well, Sue seems very confident, doesn't she? But you suspect that underneath there's a little bit of tension there, isn't there, Lynette? I mean, she knows how important this is.
Yeah, she's always confident, Sue, when you speak to her. She's a confident player. But I think she was really hurt that she went in the final last year, so she wants to come back and really prove a point. What
a record she's got. 15 finals. It's unbelievable, isn't it? I mean, she's so experienced.
She's a legend, you know, that's why it's hard to sort of see anyone beating her, ever, you know. But she is a legend.
Absolutely right. We can now hear from Emma.
Well, Emma, you've won this event in 2005. You know exactly what it takes to get there and to be at the end.
Yeah, I've also been in, this is my 4th final as well as winning it, so sort of early bird nerves have gone, and it's just a case of winning a match now, isn't it? Not worrying about people.
And obviously you've opposed Sue in many of those finals, so you know what it takes to beat her?
Yeah, in all of them. Yeah, it's always a great match between me and Sue. Always look forward to it, and you know that if you win at the end, you're a worthy winner. So.
You're happy with your form, Emma?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, you know, you're playing for 2 weeks solid. You know, if you're not playing well now, you shouldn't really be in the final. So, yeah, I just hope I can perform like I know how I can and have.
Well, brilliant. Listen, all the best out there. Enjoy it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, we're really looking forward to this ladies' final. I just wonder just what these girls are feeling right now, Lynette. How nervous are they? Because they're just about to start playing in front of the TV cameras, a big crowd here, so much at stake. They must be very nervous, aren't they?
I think the adrenaline's pumping, but these girls really do buzz off the arena, off the crowd, and I think they'll perform.
The main thing is, of course, that they're so experienced, but they know each other's games quite well, because, as Emma was saying, they played each other a lot of times. So who's got to change things around? I mean, is there somebody going to play things rather differently than the opponent would expect?
I think the break is what's going to decide it, really.
Right.
Emma has been breaking a lot better this week, and I think on the 8-foot table that might decide the match.
So your prediction would be?
Well, my head says Emma, my heart says Sue.
That's a very good answer. Thanks very much indeed, Lynette. Right, let's now go to the action commentary team led, as always, by Jim White.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
The ladies' final.
Sue Thompson and Emma
It's a
Cunningham.
best of 15 affair. And these two know each other's games inside and out. There'll be no surprises, no quarter asked, no quarter given. Sue Thompson on the left,
Thank you, ladies.
eight-time champion of the world ladies singles, and she won the opening leg and will break frame number 1 of what promises to be a memorable final yet again.
Actually, looks like they're going to do the lag now,
yes,
Jim.
pardon me. They're doing the lag right now. Thank you, Sean. I thought they had done the lag prior.
Yeah, this is where the
Well, I
person
knew
who
it
gets
was-
the cue ball nearest to that ball rail.
It was a Freudian slip. Sue Thompson will break, in fact. 15
First
finals.
frame, Sue Thompson to break. Time running.
Sorry, Sean? And here we go. Buckle in. Frame number 1. And one thing Sue Thompson does possess is a huge break, and nobody knows that better than the man sat just to my far right. He's been there, watched every one of these ladies' finals with us. Keith Brewer, welcome, Keith.
Great break there from Sue Thompson. It's a nice split. She's got one slightly awkward yellow that she'll have to develop out if that's the ball she's going to take. She's got a perfect opportunity to do that now, and she opted not to.
Yeah, the break is huge, isn't it, in 8-ball? And, you know, especially with the ladies' game, nobody knows the ladies' game better than the man that has watched so many ladies' finals with me, Keith Brewer. And Keith, welcome to the comm box. Great to have you here as always.
Yeah, thanks, Jim. Nice to be here. It's normal service resumed, I think, isn't it, with these two in the final once again?
Yeah, you can say that again. If it's the ladies' singles world championship, there's a good chance that lady isn't going to be too far away.
Well, I think this is a foul. She's not
Foul,
reached the rail
2
there.
visits, red ball's in play.
In this game, once you've contacted your own object ball, you must either pocket a ball or a ball must hit a rail, and that's not what's happened there. Miscue from Sue Thompson. The yellow never reached the top rail.
Well, what a chance this is for Emma. I mean, she must have been thinking in her chair that she's going to be 1-0 down without even having a shot. And here she is at the table with a great chance of going 1-0 up.
Yeah, it's great to have somebody like Sean Baker in the commentary box with us. Qualified referee. You've refereed a number of the matches here in Blackpool again this year, Sean, and if there's any little nuances that might appear, we've got the right man for the job who's going to sort it out.
Yeah, I did one of the ladies' matches. It was Barbara Taylor, last year's runner-up. Unfortunately, she got defeated 6-4 by Helen Littlewood in the last 16, and that was a game I was in the middle for. But, the latter stages of this ladies' championship been refereed by a different group of referees, highly qualified, and all here to do their best for the players.
30 seconds.
Emma just focusing so hard right now. She knows every little mistake that comes her way. If she's going to have any way through this final, she has to punish Sue at every opportunity.
Well, she'll be a little bit disappointed with that shot. Should have at least had the ball over the pocket there.
Yeah, maybe just a sign of those early nerves in this first frame. You say, because it was certainly a good opportunity there, Keith, for Emma to secure the opening frame.
30 seconds.
Kind of a murmur from the crowd as Emma departs the table. She hasn't necessarily left it in as positive a vein as she would have liked.
She's slightly fortunate. We see on the overhead on the left-hand side, yeah, is a yellow that's slightly hampered by a red, so she'd have to play a really good positional shot to get in.
30 seconds.
To pot that or develop that red out of the way. As we see Emma there, chose not to sit down. She believes she's going to be coming back to the table fairly quickly here.
Well, I don't think that's a particularly good shot that Sue's played. I can see what she was trying to do, but she needed really to get the cue ball on the back rail, because I do think she's left this red to the centre pocket.
Yeah, without a doubt, she's had a fairly tough start in the championship. So she only just got past Jo Kent in the last 16 from Northern Ireland. After that, normal service resumed. Suzanne Busanic from Australia and Helen Littlewood from England both dispatched 7-1 in the quarter-finals and semi-finals respectively. So she's certainly been playing well. There was a little buzz going around the arena when Sue was playing, particularly against the Australian girl. A lot of atmosphere, a lot of support for the Australian, but she knew how to silence that crowd with finish after finish.
Well, that was a great shot from Sue there, and it's just afforded the finish line. It's in sight now in frame number 1. No obstacles.
No, fairly straightforward finish here, Keith, for Sue in this first frame now.
Well, it is. I was a little bit surprised at the shot that Emma played, because she left her a relatively easy shot on the yellow across the rail, and I did expect her to at least have an attempt at the red.
I tell you what, just look at that cue ball. It's almost glued to the black. I think we'll see. She's can just get past it. I mean, no reaction from Sue, so I'm assuming she can see the yellow. It's a lot more difficult than it needed to have been. Send the cue ball up and down the table. She's left it shy. I'm sure she should be able to cut this black back into the middle pocket.
Foul.
Well, she cut it all right. She cut the paint off it.
Time running.
And that brings Emma back to the table. 2 shots in hand. But look at that, well overcut. And she got down and shot that rather quick, I thought, considering the significance of the shot.
You see there, look on her face, a little shake of the head, a word with the supporter.
Yes, come on.
And now you would have to expect Emma Cunningham to be able to clear up here and open her account in this ladies' final.
Time running.
Well, of course, the demise for Sue there was about 2 shots back, because it's all about positional play, and as long as you keep that cue ball under perfect control, then obviously it's an easy game. That's why these great players out there do make it look so easy.
This would be a very nice opening frame for Emma to secure, given that it was Sue Thompson's break. Nice shot. She'll just be able to knock this red in, play the other one to the opposite corner, or she's going to play the plant, leave it over the corner pocket. Her choice should afford the same result.
Plant was slightly the riskier shot there, Jim, but she's executed it perfectly. And now just the simple stuff for a 1-0 lead.
And burning into Sue Thompson's memory bank, that lax effort on the 8. So it is Emma Cunningham that takes the opening frame. She leads Sue Thompson 1-0 in the race to 8 here in Blackpool. Frame number 3, and Sue Thompson is winding it up for a big break. Crushes those balls. Yellow down, red down.
Balls potted.
Just a massive break. That is one glaring advantage that Sue Thompson has over Emma Cunningham. The score 1-1, but Emma cannot match that kind of power. Few ladies can.
Red ball's going to be the order of the day
Red ball's
here.
in play.
Yeah, you talk about the Thompson break there, Jim. You notice she was actually employing a break cue. Some of the players sometimes prefer breaking with a heavier cue, a little bit more power into it, and you say that certainly helps Sue Thompson. Also protects the tip of the playing cue as well. Some just use a similar sort of cue, but just protects the tip on the playing cue. Just notice, well, Sue's just speeded up the pace of play here. Certainly something she's capable of rattling 3 or 4 frames off in very quick succession, Keith.
Well, we've seen her do it many times, haven't we? And if you're sat in your chair, there's nothing you can do.
How about that? And listen to it. Come on, Sue, she says to herself. A massive break laying the foundation for a 2-1 lead. Sue Thompson starting to stamp her authority on this ladies' final. Frame number 5. And nothing down.
Open table.
And the open table brings Emma Cunningham out of her chair.
Yeah, another great split from Sue there. If you had the choice, it would be reds, I think, in this frame. What Emma's looking at doing is playing a yellow because it's an open tail, which she can do, and she'd look to pot the red. And all the other reds are in the open. She's not made it. I just saw a little bit of frustration from Emma there. She went away from the table. A little rap with the knuckles.
Red ball's in play.
They call Emma the Wookiee.
Yeah, that distinctive hairstyle of hers. Not quite as tall as Chewbacca from Star Wars, but certainly that style she's had for quite a while now. Various colours we see. Keith, this is just starting to look a little bit ominous now here. Sue's settled into a routine here now, and she's flowing around the table. You know, she's seeing the clearance, and this is not looking good for Emma, is it?
Well, I can understand what you're saying, but I think it's slightly fuelled by 1 or 2 mistakes from Emma, to be fair. She could have cleared up in the second frame to go 2-0 up, and certainly the plant she played up here, I think when it's an open table and your first shot is so crucial, you've got to give it a bit more care and attention than what she did.
Eyeing up the 8 for her 4th consecutive frame. And again, it disappears. The same storyline. 4-1 now to Sue Thompson. The Foster's World 8-ball final ladies singles. Sue Thompson, Emma Cunningham. Frame number 7. 4-2 in favor of Thompson.
Ball spotted.
And very quickly she'll be looking to erase the memory of that missed 8. In no better way than a break and finish.
Yeah, and if we just have a quick look at her great split, she's potted 1 of each. I think she'll be lucky to take. She's pointing at them yellows, but I'd have thought reds would have been the ball here, Keith.
Yellows.
I know there's
Yellow
one red on the side rail, but it's close to the rail, so no problem. But she's obviously opted. She feels for the slightly easier yellows.
It's how you feel at the table. Sometimes you split the balls up, and you know both sets are there, and the easiest opener was a yellow, so she decided to go yellows.
Not the best positional shot, though. She's going to have to make a good yellow and control that white to continue.
Well, she's certainly riding her luck here. That cue ball could have quite easily disappeared into that top left-hand corner pocket.
And I think that was manufactured by the simple fact that the last shot wasn't as good as it could have been. All of a sudden, Sue Thompson is looking mortal.
Red ball's in play.
Well, I'll tell you what, you don't often see mistakes like that from Sue, do you? Not only a very poor positional shot, then a very fortunate rattle in the pocket with the cue ball, but of course that pot there must have been 6 to 8 inches away.
Yeah, I'm really surprised she took that on, because she had she had a yellow into the right-hand middle pocket, so.
Well, we did allude to before, is there a turning point in a game? And you know, sometimes in a big match, as a player, if you're on the back foot, you do look for something like that, maybe to just give you a kick as well. And if Emma clears up here and comes back 1 frame behind, well, who knows what can happen.
Look at where the cue ball's finished.
Yeah, and her face, her expression says it all. She can't see the red nearest the corner.
Yeah.
Well, a bit of a result, really, for Sue Thompson.
Well, with it being touching it, it might be a little bit of a result for Emma, because what she could do now is just come off, play away from the red, hit the cushion, and just come back and try and nestle it in between the 2 reds. Exactly like that. Perfect shot there from Emma Cunningham.
Yeah, she's shown some good pool knowledge there, Sean. So she's still favourite in this frame. Sue needs to come up with something a little bit special here. No good touching up to the reds like sometimes we do in a tactical exchange, giving the 2 visits away. This won't help her this time. She needs to try and make contact with one of these yellows.
Ideally, well, she wants to leave the cue ball at the baulk end of the table, leave some distance between that and Emma's reds. She's not done it. She's hit the yellow half ball almost, and Emma, another opportunity here.
Well, Emma has to knock these 3 reds in now. They're all there. On the practice table, this would be elementary. But this isn't the practice table.
Match just seems to be a little bit error strewn at the moment. It's not what we see as we see this shot once again. You know, I've seen both of these players so often come to these championships, take out great finishes, and at the moment they're struggling to pot a ball from anywhere.
Yeah, but in fairness, even the position there was a little askew. She was probably playing on the yellow near the top cushion, so she wasn't on it even had she gotten the other one.
Well, sometimes when you're struggling And then there's miss 1 or 2. Just take it easy, roll them in. Don't do anything too complicated. And that's all she's got to do here, surely.
Frame ball right here. She's got to just put a clean stroke on this, keep her head still. And she's got it. And 4-3 is going to be your score. 4-3 to Sue Thompson.
Welcome back to Blackpool. More action coming your way from this fascinating ladies' final in the Foster's World 8-Ball Pool event. With me, the defending ladies' champion, Lynette Horsburgh. Sadly, not for much longer, because this is for your title. But what do you make of what we've seen so far? Because Sue Thompson at one stage looked as if she was going to really stretch away, but Emma's kept going, and she's not out of it yet.
Yeah, Emma's plugged away, but I'm still in shock at the black that Sue missed. It was, you know, she just took her eye off it. So
I think nerves have got to both players, don't you?
Yeah, I think nerves are kicking in now. So it's a battle to get to the line.
Yes, but both, as I say, both players. Sue's so experienced. Even she was cross at that miss on the black, and throughout she's made the odd mistake, which indicates she's still nervous.
Yeah, it's unlike Sue, but I think there's a lot more pool to be played.
And Emma, you think she's got it in her to make a comeback?
Of course she has, yeah. Of course, yeah.
That's a very loyal answer. I like that. Right, let's go back to the action, see what happens.
Referee Melvin Harley lays that cue ball down for Emma Cunningham. She's won the last 2 frames. 4-3 she trails, frame number 8. And cue ball finds the side pocket instantly. Boy, this really has been a tale of 2 separate matches. The 2 8-balls, as we see that cue ball once again going into the side. Just a total mishit from Emma. But the 2 8s that Sue Thompson has missed in the first frame, and again in the last, it's been very, very costly. And I mean, I suppose, Keith, everything has a way of evening itself out.
Well, they do say over a match, you know, it's supposed to even itself out. I can think of plenty of matches I've played where
30 seconds.
I don't seem to have had any. But having said that, you know, I can also remember winning the odd event where you come off the table and you can honestly say to yourself, yeah, I've had my more than fair share of running in that match.
So he's just played a clever little shot there, using the yellow to pot the red, because obviously it was blocking it. So with it being an open table, she was allowed to play either suit, and whichever one she potted, she would have been on.
Yeah, perfectly legal, eh, Sean? That shot?
Yeah. And yet another opportunity here for Sue Thompson.
Well, she won 4 frames in a row to lead 4-1 at one stage.
And realistically should have been 5 on the spin, Jim, but for that miss black. And since then, it's just been pegged back a little bit.
Good recovery pot there from Sue, because she'd lost ideal position. And as I've said before, really, you know, when you keep the cue ball under perfect control, you can make the game so much easier.
But she does have the ability, you feel, to win at one visit, even when the balls might not lay favorably. I don't know whether you can say the same about Emma Cunningham. The frames that Emma has secured, Sue has really lost.
Sue still doesn't look at ease at the table at times. We've seen a few grimaces from her. I don't think she was...
No, she's really stretching here.
Yeah, look at our referee Melvin Harley down on bending on one knee. There, just getting down, make sure the waistcoat didn't touch the ball.
Well, she can't afford any more mistakes. 5-3. Yeah, and the bad news is it's Sue Thompson's break. Frame number 9, 5-3 the lead. And a ball down, 2 in fact.
Absolutely crashed into them. That's monstrous. You know, you get quite a few people who sort of like nominated. Don't give the ladies' game the credit it deserves at times. And Sue Thompson, when she's breaking the balls like that,
red balls in play,
taking out finishes like she has done, it's certainly a credit to that game. She's been a great ambassador over the year, for not just these championships, but for the ladies' game overall. Spent a little bit of time on the men's tour at one time, Keith.
Yes, that's right. Sue actually won an open event with all the guys in it, believe it or not, many years ago, I can remember. So that just goes to show how good the little girl was, you know. And there's been a few of the ladies actually been on the men's circuit on the IPA tour as well. I can remember Linda was on there, one or two others, and they all did very well considering Sean, you know.
Yep.
All about cue ball control here.
30 seconds.
The remaining 5 reds, nicely spaced. Just wants to try and maintain a little angle, and you saw her facial expression there, a little short. She would like to have had an angle to get a little closer to the red nearest the black, and she's just off angle now, so she's going to have to leave herself a little further away than she would have liked. But she's got that red over the corner pocket, which is always an out ball too.
Great display of cue power there. She's taking that cue ball forward. Made sure she got past the yellow. This red left-hand corner.
Oh, she's missed that by a long ways. A long
Yellow
ways.
ball's in play.
She was playing down to the red nearest the yellow. And just a complete mishit from Sue Thompson there.
Fortunately, of course, she hasn't left too much, and with that yellow down on the bottom cushion and red surrounding it, there's not much to go at for Emma. She's going to have to come up with some cunning shot.
Well, I think she just pointed with a cue there as to where she wants to park this cue ball and try and leave Sue Thompson in a total snooker and try and extract the 2 visits. Well, that's not a very good shot at all, because even if she gets 2 visits, she's now got 2 yellows tied up the bottom end of the table.
You're right, Sean. It wasn't the greatest shot, I have to say that, but it is a good snooker, and that was the main objective.
She's not in a snooker, Keith, I don't think. You see there on the overhead, she can see the top red.
Didn't want the double kiss. She'd like to have laid that cue ball right on that cushion and hidden the yellows.
Well, Emma's back in this, because if she plays the right shots here, she can certainly contain Sue for a few shots, work her way back into the frame. Her back was really against the wall here. I mean, let's face it, she shouldn't have even got a shot in this frame. Sometimes when that happens, you know, and you get back into a frame, you've got nothing to lose.
I think she's been a little bit careless there, because she didn't leave the snooker, got along the rail, just bumped the red in.
I'm not sure what she spotted there. A fly, possibly? Someone got in for free. Well, the red nearest the yellow, just to the left of the white, is the problem ball for Sue. She's having a look to see if she can knock this one red over the pocket in and bring the cue ball over towards the left-hand cushion, give herself the angle to possibly attack that difficult red. She plays this thin and takes it just below the black. That's what she's looking at, right in there. Leave herself the angle to develop that difficult red. Well, she decided against it.
Yeah, she's just biding her time here. She knows that she's made 1 or 2 poor shot selections, and poor errors in this game by her own high standards, so she just wants to be doubly sure here that she doesn't gift any more frames to Emma Cunningham. She's covered that red, but I think Sue's just got the opportunity to just bump that out into the middle of the table, into an open position. She's still in control of this frame, this red and yellow on the bottom rail.
Well, I think that's a pretty good shot from Sue. And I don't know about that one. That might be a mistake. A little bit of bad luck there, that red getting open, but it goes. You saw her look to the stars. Possibility of a plant, red onto the other red, and if she drops onto that red nearest the cue ball,
.30 seconds.
Did wonder whether that red would either go past or with a plant. Those two reds are now jammed in the jaws. Certainly, I'm sure both potable. And we see there the reigning men's champion Gareth Potts,
seconds.
his great friend, business partner and England captain Lee Kendall. I'm sure we'll be hearing Mr. Kendall's dulcet tones at some point during these championships.
well, again, Sue eyeing up that one red. She plays a good positional shot here and gives herself a chance at that red. She'd love to be right about where that 8-ball is. Not behind it, though.
Yeah, just for one moment there, thought that cue ball was going to keep going. And should be blocked out by the 8-ball, but tough shot though this. Cute angle.
You'd rather be shooting it than sat in your chair. Good shot, that one from Sue Thompson. That'll reestablish a little confidence. And so will that. Once again, 3 frames clear. 6-3. Frame number 10.
Break, trailing 6 frames to 3.
And a 6-3 deficit, bringing Emma Cunningham to the table to break. And the foot raised up, trying to get a little extra power. And the yellow, the last ball rolling, and you see Sue Thompson. Just a wry smile after that yellow found the corner pocket. It was the last ball rolling. Just flicked the red, or the yellow, sorry, and dropped in. And
Red ball's in play.
and that's just opened the frame up completely.
You see Emma attacking straight away there, and she probably feels this is the only way now to get back in this match. Play positively, break and finish here, cut the deficit, and just send a little message over to the Thompson camp that Emma Cunningham is still in this match.
.30 seconds.
To be fair, I think she's always been in the match. She's just made crucial mistakes. And to be fair, so is Sue. But it's all part of the makeup of a great pool match. If we didn't have that, we wouldn't have nothing to talk about, guys. Absolutely full of excitement, and the crowd are absolutely loving this.
That was a nice shot from Emma there. She needs something with which to build a little confidence. She finds herself 3 frames adrift once again. And she knows better than anyone. No one is opposed Sue Thompson in as many world finals as Emma Cunningham. She knows better than anyone. You let Sue get a little wind in her sails. It's a good night, Irene.
Has she come far enough? No, she hasn't. See that cue ball now on the overhead, parked in behind the O. She just cannot believe.
Yeah, she's got no one to blame. That looked like that cue ball jumped a little bit there after the red. Little bit of a bad contact, possibly.
She's missed.
Foul. 2 visits. Yellow ball's in play.
Well, 2 visits. Sue Thompson's probably at some point going to waste one of those visits, developing the yellow that's on the bottom rail. We see there on the left-hand side, it's the only awkward ball she's got in this finish. She just needs to manufacture an angle to get down, or elect just to bump it out. She could even do that now. Just get it out into a potable position.
Yeah, look at her eyes, Sean, moving around the table from yellow to yellow. Connecting the dots in her mind. She sees the path she wants that cue ball to weave. That's not bad. Still no choice of yellows.
She takes the left-hand one of the 2 there. I say, or elects still at this point to bump that yellow out.
Yeah, she could just trundle that one nearest the cue ball in and develop the one nearest the red.
I can't understand why she's playing that one.
Yeah, just develop the one nearest the red now and drop onto the other yellow. Straightforward, Sean.
Second visit.
She's all right there. She's very close to just clipping the red. She's going to just stop the path of that yellow a little bit, but no. Good finish here from Sue Thompson.
And with the 2 visits, she never looked in danger. Gets a little closer to that 8 ball for a 7-3 lead. It's in the bank now. 7-3, Sue Thompson for the first time in the match. She is 4 clear of Emma Cunningham and wants 1 more for yet another world crown. Could be the last frame of the 2009 Foster's World Final here for the ladies singles. Sue Thompson breaks and wants just 1 more frame, leading 7-3.
Open table.
But it's a dry one. So Emma Cunningham with now her back against the wall. She's got to produce the goods. She's got to find form.
Yeah, in effect, she's got to win 5-0 from here.
Yellow ball's
big
in
ask
play.
Against the 8-time world champion Sue Thompson.
Yes, especially given that Sue will break at least 2 more times.
The only thing I think you could say is that sometimes when your back is truly against the wall like this, it helps you play your best pull. I've seen it happen many times. And you can let your arm go a little bit, and sometimes you feel like you can't miss. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen with Emma, but you'd like to think she's got something in reserve here.
Well,
Emma's just now looking at how she's going to get into the 2 yellows that are on the left-hand side of the table. She's got one into the left middle. Whether she's looking that she's going to double one back into the right hand middle pocket here. And just try and disturb the other one a little bit, flick it towards the pocket. That's the shot she's played, but she's way out with that.
Red ball's in play.
She's a very game competitor, and she'll fight to the bitter end, rest assured.
The way this is going, the end will be bitter and maybe short to come, because I'm sure you'll see Sue Thompson attack this finish.
Well, I wonder if she's going to take the difficult red right now. She's lined up on an easier one, but the one next to the yellow looks to be available where she is.
Yeah, I'm almost certain that's what she's played for, as you say. Oh, she's missed it. Looked good. It's just the little bit wide on the pot. It's hit both jaws and it's stayed out. But you just look at the lie of the yellows. You see there, Emma bridging over that red.
Making life a little more difficult for Sue with regards to the red and the 8-ball.
Well, I think Sue will just take the red that's on the left-hand side of the table next to the black. She's just going to look to take that to the top left-hand corner pocket. If it goes in, she's on the finish. If it doesn't, she's covered that pocket for the yellow. Oh, she missed that by quite a way. Once again, Emma Cunningham deep in thought here.
30 seconds.
How is she going to extract herself from the trouble she's in? Oh, she's played a superb back double there. It's that middle pocket.
Yeah, that's how you spell relief. And with a capital R, what a shot from Emma Cunningham there. Well, Ken, that was slightly dangerous. You know, she came through those reds, and she can see this yellow, but tempting fate.
Well, this chance all came about by the poor shot from Sue Thompson on the red up the rail. She was a long way out with that shot.
Just wants to snick this into that side pocket. And the road to recovery will start here. She's got it. It's a long ways back, but she's on track. 7-4. Sue Thompson over Emma Cunningham. Frame number 12. Cunningham breaks, keeps the cue ball on the table, but that's where the good news ends.
Open table.
I think we've seen a good split on the break, but I think we see there all of the balls are in one end of the table. So that's all 15 colours, including the black, in one half of the table. It doesn't make it any finish easy from here, Keith.
No, this it's not the best looking split we've seen, but it isn't the worst either. I think the secret here is to take control of what you decide is the best set. I mean, Sue's only one frame from home. She doesn't have to go gun-ho for another frame here. It's just take charge of this frame. That's the secret.
Time out.
Just asking for the rest there from our referee Melvin Harley. She's going to be playing the yellow on the bottom rail here.
Time running.
.30 seconds.
Super shot there from Sue Thompson.
Red ball's in play.
Lock the cue ball tight behind the red.
Touching ball.
You get the feeling that if Sue ever had to play a tactical game, it may not be her preference, but I think she's capable. I have to believe, you know, you don't win world titles, 8 of them in fact, unless you've got the full meal deal, and I think she does.
See there, Emma Cunningham doing a little bit of mountaineering there, up on the table. Just as it was a touching ball, all she had to do was just play away to the rail, and then that was a legal shot. She's deemed to have played her own ball by playing away.
Didn't want that one. Badly needed to take charge of that particular pocket, because that's where there's a couple of very awkward yellows. I'm just trying to work out, guys, exactly what her plan is here. I'm not sure if she's just going all out attack, back to the wall stuff, or whether she's just trying to contain. Well, there's my answer. Nice shot as well.
And that shows me, Keith, that she's still got some fight in her. You know, she's not throwing caution to the wind. She's fully willing to battle every single ball, every single frame out, and claw her way back into this.
Yeah, that's it. I think you'd see a few players, and they get their backs to the wall like this, they just throw their arm at the ball, hoping something's going to happen.
Yeah, my point exactly, Sean, and you're not seeing that from Emma.
Well, it's certainly paid off so far, because now she's got 3 awkward yellows over that side. It's not a bad shot either.
If she takes this one now, she's got an option then to develop that out, Keith.
Well, it could be double and move. She's perfectly on the double here, Sean, and you know, maybe she's getting a bit of her confidence back. I'm not quite sure, but the way she's played that shot certainly tells me that's what she's going to try here.
Desperate and unlucky there. She's hit the jaw and stayed out.
Yeah, quick look as she goes back to her chair.
.30 seconds.
Nice shot there from Sue Thompson. Just part of that yellow, that cue ball behind the yellow. Left
Total
snooker.
snooker.
I mean, Emma doesn't have to attempt the escape here, Keith. She could look at playing a tactical foul. Maybe just put one of Sue's yellows in a more awkward position. Maybe try and promote the red a little bit. And then she can do that down the right-hand
30
side.
seconds.
She's got the escape.
I do think that was probably a better shot than playing a tactical foul, because I was just quickly looking at the yellows that were left on the table, and I thought, yeah, well, Sue's well capable of dishing these up with 2. So I think that's a very good escape there for Emma. Keeps her well in this frame for the time being. Has left Sue a chance to double this yellow back across here, by the way. And well, a little bit unlucky. She's not took all of the pocket there.
Just wondering how she's given Emma half a chance here. She's got the red into the left-hand middle. And we see that red definitely goes.
Yeah, she's got a few options here, you know. She could just cover the pocket, of course, but she could actually play the red that's furthest away from the pocket, half ball, try and knock it out and just squeeze the red over the pocket in the same shot. All of these are dangerous, to be quite honest. Or she could go gun-o and go for the bank shot straight back into the other corner. If she gets that, she's won the frame, of course. All fraught with danger.
30 seconds.
Great shot.
Didn't realise she could actually get the edge there. She's actually cut one onto the other. Very good shot. Now, can she clip this in and hold position for the black?
It'd be disaster if she gets it, Keith, and doesn't drop on that black.
Looking to play this really thin, I think, and get back across the table.
Oh, that'll do. That'll do nicely. Don't go home yet. 7-5 and counting for Emma Thompson, showing the grit and determination we all knew she had. Number 13, 7-5. Sue Thompson still wants one to become the ladies' world champion. The elusive last frame.
Open table.
Just look at the split on the table. Incredible, the power she's generating. She's just not made a ball. There's a yellow there hanging right over the middle pocket. I mean, had that dropped, that would have given Sue Thompson a fantastic opportunity to tie up this 9th world title.
Well, I did say before, guys, that sometimes, you know, when your back's truly against the wall, you start to produce some of your best pull. And that seems to be what's
Yellow ball's
happening.
in play.
Playing with her heart on the sleeve here as well. Not giving up. You've got to admire her for that, guys.
She's just having a little bit of run now as well, because she's taken that ball and had to send the cue ball around the table a little bit. She could have quite easily finished tucked right up against that yellow and having to be bridging over it on the next shot, but I think she can just get to the side of it here, play the plant into the top left-hand corner.
Yes, I think that Emma Cunningham gains all her support, her fans and friends, by virtue of her character. You know, and in one sense, she's a little unlucky to be playing pool in the same era as Sue Thompson. She'd probably have 4 or 5, maybe more world titles. Who knows?
I'm sure that's how most of the ladies feel. There's some great players out there, but what can you do when you've got somebody that is so dominant?
Yeah, I think in the early days of these champions it was Linda Moffat who became Linda Ledbetter, who dominated the scene, and then when
30 seconds.
Sue Thompson came onto the scene as well, it must have been a little bit disheartening for some of the girls, because every time they turned with the championship they knew those people brought their A game and completely dominated.
2 visits.
Well, she's elected to give her 2 visits. Got the one difficult yellow that she's blocked the pocket from. And I'm not so sure that that's the right decision.
No, because she could elect along the way to waste a visit and move that yellow out.
And she's left her a yellow to start.
I think Emma's looking straight away here. I think she should just flick it over to the side rail. It will then go past the red.
Second visit.
And now it does.
Sorry about that, Sean. I'm just going to say, I have to question the shot selection of Sue there. I know she's an open potting player, but surely that was not the right tactical foul to play. Even if she got it right over the pocket with 2 visits in play and the yellows in the open, it was an easy enough finish for Emma anyway.
Yeah, again, referee Melvin Harley employed to clean that cue ball for Emma Cunningham.
Time running.
Maybe just the memory of a kick in the previous frame. Just reminder, and that's not the best shot. she's played in this match by a long way. She's still okay. She can get through to the yellow top left as we look.
To be honest, Sean, by taking this one over the pocket now, it is a pretty easy finish. Although she's got a little bit out of position again. I thought there maybe just dragged that in with a touch aside, and this was like one of my ABC's jobs.
Yeah, I think she's okay. She just drops this one. She got the one to the other middle pocket. And she can take bottom left, take the cue ball back over, and the black will go past that red top left.
Have you noticed how her pace is sped up around the table too? The look of determination. I think she fancies this.
Yes, sir. Come on. Come on.
Seven, 6. Look at Emma Thompson. She's on her way back. Frame number 14. Emma Cunningham at the table. Got so excited at the end of that last one, I think I called her Emma Thompson.
Come on.
She's so unlucky. She's fighting with everything she's got right now.
I think what she's done there, she just took a little bit of power off the break. And it's a nice split. You see the table there. I think you'll see Sue employ the red that's on the right-hand rail as we look on the overhead just to knock the yellow in, if she can't see the yellow clean. And then Sue Thompson would just find herself 7 balls away from that 9th world title. And we see there, she could see it
Yellow
cleanly.
balls in play.
Well, I think given what's going on in the match, you know, this is the big opportunity right now. If she doesn't take this one, then you have to say Emma's going to be favourite in a decider. So this is crucial stuff.
Play that in such a way that the yellow came back double kissed and still went in. Just got the one slight problem ball. You see there, Emma? A little bit of reaction from her. She just wonders as she played her last shot.
Yeah, when she needed a good break, eh, Sean? When she needed just that one good break, it deserted her.
Oh, that was the one problem ball she had. It was stuck to the side of the black. She's now, Sue Thompson's now removed that problem. She's going to need one good positional shot here.
I think Emma senses that the end might be near.
Obviously, if she is, I won't stay with her long. 30 seconds.
Sue just taking that little bit of extra time here with the 30-second call from our timekeeper. Just wants to make sure she gets this absolutely right.
And she has.
Timeout.
Sue electing not to stretch here. She's going to take the rest. Again, just make doubly sure on this finish. Too many uncharacteristic mistakes from Sue Thompson during this final. She does not want another mistake at this point.
Well, that wasn't the intended yellow, I don't believe. But she may have to travel a bit with the cue ball, and things can happen.
Well, I have to say, guys, I find that shot quite incredible, given the circumstances. She's very lucky to be on either of these 2 yellows. But certainly, the easiest to finish has become all of a sudden that little bit more awkward.
30 seconds.
And she does have to travel with that white. She's got to get back towards the middle of the table. That's a great shot. You want the middle of the table, how's that? She's done it yet again. Sue Thompson, an unprecedented 9th world title. She is the 2009 Foster's Whirlpool champion for the ladies single division. Celebrations can start now.
So we now have our new champion, or a former champion at least. It's Sue Thompson who's taken the title away from Lynette Horsburgh, who's with me here in the studio. What did you make of that performance from Sue?
It was a great performance, you know, to hold a nerve in the last frame, because it could have gone 7-all.
Both girls were nervous, weren't they? They kept making mistakes even right to the end, and it almost was a match of missed chances and missed shots.
It certainly weren't vintage performance, but it was a good final, plenty of drama.
What did you think of Emma's performance? Because she was so far back at one stage, we thought she'd gone, but she fought back brilliantly, didn't she, really? Very brave.
Yeah, she fought back really well. It looked like it could have went 7-all, but I think she'll be disappointed because I don't think she played as well as she can, so she will be disappointed, but there's plenty more world titles than Emma.
I'm sure there are, but going back to Sue, I have a feeling that we only occasionally saw the very best of her. Just occasionally she'd show really good touch and lovely potting from range, and she looked totally on top of her game. A couple of shots later, she looked slightly uncertain.
There's a couple of really bad misses from Sue. I was surprised, but then there was 3 really good dishes. But, you know, a true champion, she come through.
But when you look at what you've just seen and you've seen the way Sue took that title, do you still feel confident that you've got what it takes to come back this time next year and take the title again?
I think I'll have to put some hard work in. I mean, 9 titles. She'll be back next year for the 10th, I think.
She's going on and on, isn't she, Sue? I mean, she seems to be indestructible.
She's like Phil Taylor with ladies' pool.
That's a good one. Right, let's break off now. We can hear from the girls themselves. The ladies there with Jim.
Well, yes, I'm here with obviously a very disappointed Emma Cunningham, but I'll tell you what, Emma, you showed all the heart that we have come to expect from you. You fought hard.
Yeah, I just got off to a bad start, and then, you know, you can't afford to against Sue, you know. Can't remember what I was doing, but I was miles behind, and just had to hope. I started getting balls off my break, and hopefully started to play well.
Yeah, it was that last break when you were starting to come back. Sue knew you were going to come back at her. It was just a question of when and where. You came back. Boy, you could have used a ball off the break in that last one.
Yeah, yellows were ridiculous, you know. They were everywhere, you know. Oh.
Well, listen, the way you play, Emma, believe me, you're going to be here many, many more times. Commiserations again, and congratulations along with it. Thank you, Emma Cunningham. Sue. Well, we've done this before a few times. A 9th title. This is an event, Sue, that you own.
Yeah, it's really nice to get my 9th title. All the other 8 world titles that I've won obviously don't seem to matter now. It's what you actually do now. You know, obviously I've enjoyed the 8 world titles, but to get me 9th is fantastic. I mean, I actually played a lot better today than I have done in other finals, but I just kept missing the odd silly ball, which was costing me the frames, and Emma kept coming back. So I was quite pleased, like, to get over the winner line there.
Yes, those 2 8 balls that you missed, I mean, they could have come back to haunt you.
I know, I was careless, just not concentrating enough, I think. You know, silly misses for me. I did all the hard work and missed the easy ones, but, you know, you can't pot them all, can you? But you try your best. Does it keep getting sweeter and sweeter for you, Sue? I think, actually, to be honest, it gets harder every year because the ladies' standard now is fantastic. You know, there's so many players coming up, and obviously for me to get my 9th title when I know how good the standard is for the ladies' game, I'm absolutely over the moon, you know, I'm just chuffed. I absolutely really am. It's you know, obviously I've been around for so long and there's so many good players like Emma and Lynette Horsburgh, and, you know, and it's nice to actually get me title. It's proved to myself that I've still got the talent after all these years.
Well, it never goes away like riding a bike, Sue. Congratulations again. Terrific performance. Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to bring out our presentation party. Please welcome the tournament director, Mr. Alan Benton, along with the regional sales director for Foster's, Rick Eastwood. And firstly, with our runners-up cup, and there'll be a check, Emma Cunningham, ladies and gentlemen. And now, for the 9th time, the World Championship trophy, the check that goes along with it. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you your 2009 Foster's Whirlpool Champion for the ladies, Sue Thompson.
Well, that really is a great moment, isn't it, for Sue Thompson? A terrific reward for her. She battled hard there. But final word from Nanette Horsburgh. What did you make of that performance overall? First of all, Emma, I mean, she takes these things so seriously, doesn't she? She's really upset, poor girl.
You could see it. You could see how much she wanted that title. Maybe she wanted it too much. But she'll be back and bounce back from that.
Yeah. And have you a message for Sue? She's got your title now.
I'll be practising hard. It's a good performance. But she is a legend of the game.
She is. She's a great player, but you've got a chance next year.
Yeah, I'll have to get practising.
OK, then thanks very much indeed for joining us. Look forward to seeing you next time. So there we are. That's it for the moment, at least from us all here at Blackpool. Hope to see you next time. In the meantime, take care. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.